Okay, so we're up to the pegging out of the fox fur stage. Just going to turn him over. So we want to peg down with the fur side down so that the actual skin side will dry. Now, just in regards to the ears, the natural tendency of the fox ears is to point forward, so that's fine. If you want to peg it out with the ears pointing forward, no problem at all. I actually prefer to tilt them back slightly so that they're going back towards the head. So that's something you'll have to take into consideration as you're pegging it out. It's entirely up to you. So we're going to, as you can see, this board is a high density particulate board. I've drawn a line straight down the centre just so that I can keep the fox fur nice and symmetrical. We're going to start at the nose end, the very tip of the fox nose, and all I'm going to do is just basically belt in some nails to hold the fur in place. So we're going to start right up here at the very top with the nose end. So we get the nose right in the middle, pop a nail in one side of the nose, and then just hammer it down. Then on the opposite side you want to hammer down the opposite side of the nose. Okay, so at this point we have to take into consideration the way that the ears are going to be folded, whether you go forward or whether you go back or sideways. I'm going to try and position them in the backwards position. So first of all, I'm going to just position the cheeks, one nail on either side. And before we do anything else, then we have to position the ears and then peg down behind them, lower than the ears, just to hold them in place, because they will move around if you don't. So I'm just going to pull the ears in a downward manner, grab the side of the head, stretch it out as far as I can, and then hammer it down. Do the same on the opposite side. Just got to make sure the ear is folded the way that you want it. And then pull the face across, put a nail in place and hammer it down. Alright, so we've pretty much got the head done. Now I'm going to move from there right down to the back end, because what we want to do is stretch out the fur as much as possible. So with a couple more nails, I'm going to pull down on the fur, just nice and gentle. Want to stretch it out as much as we can without breaking anything. We're going to move down to the butt of the tail. So we're going to find those side points of the base of the tail there. Make sure they're on either side of your symmetrical midline. Okay, we found that. And so one nail on either side. You need to leave a few millimeters worth of skin to avoid it tearing through. Stretch it across and do the other side. Now in doing this, you ensure that you're stretching the fox to the longest possible measurement. And now we can start to shape the rest of the fox. A couple more nails. I'm going to start with the back legs. I'm going to grab the very tip of each of the back legs. Just stretch them out, try and get an idea of where they will go to without any tearing or any problems. And I want to try and position them at least level with these back tail pegs, if not further down. So okay, I'm just going to go slightly below the tail level, put a nail in place, hammer it down, and then try and reach that same symmetrical point on the other side. Put your nail in place, press down and hammer it in. Okay, so we're starting to now, if you really want to maximize the belly region, you will be able to stretch out the bottom area of the belly. Often quite worth doing that. A couple more nails, we'll just pinch these in. Stretch as far as you can. Put a nail in. Now of course that will leave a slightly raised area, but as I said, we're not too concerned with that. We really just want to maximise the area that we've got. Grab the other side, about here, pull that down, maximise that belly area, put a nail in, hammer it down. Okay. Alright, so the skin itself is getting quite stretched now, so we have to be a little bit careful with the rest of our nails. We don't want to put too much stress on the skin while it's drying. All I want to do now is just pull out these butt tags, if you like, pull them down, and that will take some of the pressure off the tail. Pull them down and out as much as we can. Do the other side, pull it down and out. Okay, it's looking pretty good. All we really need to do now is just set the tail. And to be honest, you really only need one nail for this job. So it's important that you keep the length of the tail straight. So what you'll need to do is run your finger down, making sure that you're in contact with the skin. The tail does have a tendency just to twist, so you may need to untwist that tanned skin of the tail. Just got to work your way down. Okay, working down. Just want to make sure you've got this nice blue tanned skin running all the way down. Keep coming. We want to make this final nail right into the very tip of the tanned fox fur. Okay, so you'll need to be fairly careful about the area that you choose. So I've found the very tip of the tanned skin. Here it is. I'm going to line it up with the line that I've marked and place it over the top. You can stretch the tail a little bit, but you don't want to do it too much. This, the length of this board is approximately 4 feet long. You'll find that with some of the bigger males that their tails may hang over by anywhere from 1 to 6 inches depending on their size. So this one seems to fit perfectly. Just going to line it up, nail down that tail. Okay, just make sure it's all aligned properly. Okay, there you have it. Now, we're going to let this skin dry for about 24 hours, and then after that we need to actually take to it with the knife again. And all we're going to do is, once it's semi-dry, we need to rake down with the blade of a sharp knife just to break up all the collagen fibers that you have in the skin itself, and that will prevent the skin from shrinking as it dries. So until then, we're just going to stand it up on its end and let it dry, and see you back here in 24 hours.